What's going on, everybody? It's GAMEUNBOXINGREVIEWS here, and welcome back to another LEGO DC Supervillains video. So in today's video, I'm of course going to be showing you guys how to make Thanos from Avengers Infinity War using the in-game customizer. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so to start off with, we're of course going to head into Appearance, Head, and then Head again, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom until you find Custom Head 25, in of course this color right here. Then once you've done that, you're going to back out of there, go into Face Decal color, which is the color of the eyebrows and beard, and we just want to make sure that we match it with the skin tone. So as you can now see, we don't have eyebrows, but the beard gives off that iconic looking Thanos chin, which I just think looks really cool. Now then, for the eyeshadow, we're going to go ahead and make that black, because you're also going to do the same with the wrinkles. Now we don't need any accessories, so of course we can back out of there, scroll down to body, preset body, and you're going to scroll all the way to the very top until you find a character called Felix's body. And for the color, we're going to go with dark blue. Now then, for the arm pieces, you're going to be going with two separate ones. So for the left arm, I would recommend going with Adam Strange, and this is going to act as the Infinity Gauntlet. So for the first color, we're going to go with this gold. It's as best as we can do. I do wish that it was shiny like the torso, but unfortunately there's just nothing I can do there. And then for the second color, you're going to match it with the skin tone. Now then, for the right arm, you could, if you wanted to, just go with blank, but personally I like to add a little bit more detail, because in the actual movie you do see lines on Thanos' arm, so I thought bronze tigers would work quite nicely in the same skin tone. Now we're also going to do the same with the hands as well. So of course for the left hand, you want to make sure that you go with the gold, while the right hand is obviously going to be the skin tone. Nice. Now then, finally, of course, we need to choose some hips and some legs. So for the hips, we're just going to go ahead and make sure that is dark gray, and then for the legs, for both of them, we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom until we find Deathstorms, and of course you're going to go with dark gray. Nice. Now then, onto the effects. Now, it's entirely up to you guys if you want to add a left-hand glow or a right-hand glow. Personally, I decided against it because even though the Infinity Gauntlet glows when Thanos actually uses it, it doesn't glow to the point where it looks like this. So I just think that's unnecessary. However, I did want to incorporate as many of the Infinity Stone's powers and abilities into this custom character. So instead, what we're going to do is you're going to go to Hit Impact Effects, turn that on, make sure that you go with Style 2, and for the color, we're going to go with green. This green right here. And that's basically going to act as the Time Stone. So you could say, for example, maybe the reason that you defeat them when you're punching them with the Time Stone is because you're reversing their birth. You know, something dark like that. I don't know. There's lots of ways you could think about it. But I just think that adds a few more, you know, layers to the custom character. Instead of just adding loads of effects, there's reasons behind his abilities. Now then, for the Jump Slam effect, we're going to turn that on. Make sure that you go with Style 4. And then for the color, you're going to go with the same purple that we went with for the skin tone. And this is basically going to act as the Power Stone. I would say that looks the most like the Power Stone that we see in Avengers Infinity War, because it's not a fully purple, you know, effect. It's more like a very light purple. So I think that is probably as accurate as we're going to get it. Now then, onto the abilities. So we don't need to add any abilities to the tag button, but for the jump button, we're going to go to double tap X, double jump, turn that on, and go with double jump style 1. Now don't worry about this bow and arrow here. I believe that's just because my custom version of Hawkeye is currently behind the customizer, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. But anyway, once you've done that, you're of course going to back out of there, go into hold X, and we're going to add the hyper jump ability. Now then, onto the action button. So for tap square, we're going to go to bolts, turn that on, make sure that you go with bolt origin as left hand, because obviously the power needs to come from the Infinity Gauntlet itself. For the bolt style, we're going to go with, I believe it's bolt style 6. For the bolt color, we're going to go with red. For the targeting, we're just going to leave that. And for the damage type, we're going to go with a heat ball. So you can see here the red, this is of course going to act as a Reality Stone power. And I absolutely love this because for one, it's actually coming from the Infinity Gauntlet, but also it's not just a red effect, it's something physical coming from it. And that just fits the Reality Stone absolutely perfectly. Now then, for hold square, we're going to go to beam, turn that on, make sure that you go with beam style 5. For the damage type, we're going to go with an electric beam. For the color, you need to make sure that you choose the same one as Thanos' skin, so this purple right here. And then for the origin, we're going to go with the left hand. And this is actually something that Thanos actually does in the movie, so that is very movie accurate, which is really cool. And finally, for the special button, on tap circle, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom until you find teleport. Turn that on. Make sure that you go with teleport style 1. For the color, you're going to go with blue on style 1. You're also going to do the same for style 2. And as you can see here, it kind of of looks like the teleport that Thanos uses using the Space Stone in Avengers Infinity War when he first comes to Titan. So I think that looks really cool. And finally, what we want to do is for hold circle, we're going to go to explosion attack, turn that on, make sure that you go with explosion style 2, which is this one right here. For the explosion effect, we're going to go with the 5th one, which is the fire. For the damage type, we're just going to go ahead and choose, I believe I went with a silver explosion. Yep, that one right there. And then for the color, we're going to go with black. And this is going to act as the snap. I had to include that somehow. And even though he's not using the actual Infinity Gauntlet when he's doing that, he's using the wrong hand, I still think it looks really, really cool. So I definitely recommend you add that to your custom Thanos. Nice. Now then, onto the skills. So we're also going to add a few Infinity Stone inspired powers and abilities to Thanos' skills. So to start off with, we don't need a grapple gun, but we will add technology and mind control. And for the color of mind control, we're of course going to go with yellow, and that is obviously going to act as the mind stone, which is really cool. Now then, we don't need acrobatics, but we will add wall climbing and telekinesis. And for the color of telekinesis, we're going to go with red, because yet again, that is going to act as a reality stone ability. And for the rest of the abilities, I went ahead and gave him super strength, smash walls, beam deflect, chlorokinesis. We don't need x-ray or goon command. We can only fit one more in, so I would probably say go with tracking, turn that on, and make it the same color as his skin, because you can see here that purple and everything with the tracking ability looks really cool. Nice. Now then, onto the personality. So for the health icon, I'm going to go with orange as a reference to the soul stone. For the health type, we're going to go with invulnerable. For the voice, just choose any male voice. For the speed, go with normal. For the target reticle, I would probably recommend going with live wires. And then for the animation set, we're of course going to go with strong, because that looks really cool. Alright, so we have done the appearance, the effects, the abilities, the personality, and we don't need any weapons. So now all we need to do is fill in the basic information. So for the status, this is kind of up to you guys, because some people think that Thanos was fairly justified, while others think he was a complete villain for wiping out half the universe. I mean, he wiped out half the universe. That's not a nice thing to do. I'm going to go with villain personally. I think that is definitely what he deserves to be called. And then for the name, we're of course going to go with Thanos. Nice. Alright, cool. So now, of course, what we're going to do is drop Thanos into the hub world and see just what he can do. And here he is. This is, of course, my custom-made Thanos from Avengers Infinity War, made in LEGO DC Supervillains. Let's just get a good look at him right here. Now, I'm pretty happy with the way that this design turned out, but obviously there are a few things that I do wish that we could change. For instance, with this body here, I do wish that we could actually add some muscle detail or even just some armor detail like we see in the actual movie. But, of course, I would still say that this is hands down the best torso to use to make Thanos from Avengers Infinity War in this game. Now, as well as this, I would also say that I'm not crazy about this arm right here, because you can see Thanos' skin coming through the Infinity Gauntlet. However, I would still say that is a much better alternative rather than just having a skin arm at the top and a gold one at the bottom, because the black lines, they just add a little bit more detail. So overall, I am extremely happy with the way that Thanos turned out. Anyway, enough chit chat. What can he actually do? Well, we gave him a bunch of Infinity Stone inspired powers and abilities, and I absolutely love this. So for starters, with melee combat, we can attack using the Time Stone. I just love that green glowing effect there. Very, very cool indeed. We can also pick up things using our super strength and chuck them over there. There we go, that is awesome. And once it's respawned, we can also perform our Power Stone jump attack. And that is inspired by the flames that you see at the very beginning of Avengers Infinity War. After, spoiler alert, I'm sure most of you are watching this video, I've seen the movie anyway, after he kills Loki, of course. As well as this, we've also got the Reality Stone ability, which I absolutely love because it's not just an effect, it's actually something physical. However, the thing about the Reality Stone is you could also maybe, for example, give Thanos the ability to shoot water from his hand, because if I remember correctly, I think he turned Star-Lord's gun into bubbles or something. I'm not entirely sure if that's correct, but it was something like that. So you could add that as a reference to that scene too. As well as this, we've also got the Power Stone lightning attack, which is very cool. I think he used that against either Doctor Strange or Iron Man during the battle on Titan. We've also got the teleport ability, probably better if I demonstrate that in the shadows. There we go. So that is, of course, a reference to when he first arrives on Titan in Avengers Infinity War. And finally, we obviously have the snap. And check this out. I made the flames black because it kind of looks like dust, basically. So watch this. Boom! Absolutely love that. So that's just a cool reference to the snap. Anyway, what we're going to do now is, of course, head on into... I think we'll go to Metropolis, because we go to Gotham City quite a bit, and we'll fight the police. Because obviously, this is LEGO DC supervillains. So we're not going to be stopping the crimes. We're going to be the ones starting them. And who better to do that than Thanos, the Mad Titan himself. Now, at the time of recording this video, I have yet to actually see Avengers Endgame. However, I will be seeing it in a few hours. So, of course, when this video actually goes up, I will have seen the movie. And I've got to say, I'm extremely excited about this thing. I mean, I talked a lot about the Avengers and the MCU's future in general in my previous Iron Man video for LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, but in this video I just want to talk a lot about Thanos, because the thing about Avengers Infinity War was that was a movie that had so many heroes like Spider-Man, the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, all of these characters in one big movie, and it also had villains too, like the Black Order and of course Red Skull. I mean, my jaw absolutely dropped when I saw him in that movie. That was just such a flippin' cool surprise, and I'm sure we'll see plenty more of that in Avengers Endgame. However, what I love about Avengers Infinity War was, even though it had all of these different heroes and villains, at its core, it was a Thanos movie. It was Thanos' story, and I guess Gamora's too. I mean, she was a very integral part of the story, and I just love that they absolutely nailed that with that film, because of course that movie showed you that the heroes don't always win, and we see Thanos at the very end smiling by the sunset. But with Avengers Endgame, I think they've said that it is definitely not Thanos' story, so it's not like a Thanos sequel, basically. I think they've said it's more like an Avengers movie, and I mean, it is. It's a redemption film. You know, they're trying to bring back all their friends, or try something, you know, to take down Thanos at least, and I'm very curious to see how is it going to end. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about, you know, is Iron Man going to die? Is Captain America going to die? Is Hulk going to die? Thor, you know, we don't know. Obviously, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, so there will be no spoilers in this video. However, I can't guarantee that there won't be any spoilers in the comments from some people. So just be careful, you know. I wouldn't recommend going into the comments until you have seen the movie. But yeah, the thing I'm wondering is Thanos going to die? Is he going to get locked away somewhere? Like, I just have no clue, but I'm very excited to find out. I definitely don't think they're going to put Thanos in the raft or anything like that. You definitely can't keep that guy in there, because obviously he's just going to get out and try and do it again, you know, try and collect all the Infinity Stones. However, maybe they'll destroy the Infinity Stones. I'm not sure if you can actually do that or not. One thing's for certain though, I think it's going to be a tough fight, definitely, but I think it's not going to be as difficult as it was in Avengers Infinity War, because, of course, as we've seen from the promotional material and the trailers and everything, Thanos is actually wearing his armor again, which is really cool, and that shows that he's nowhere near as strong as he used to be, and you can see that in Avengers Infinity War, because if you pause the movie right after he's done the snap, and he goes back to his farm, you can see from his arm, it's completely burned, and also the Infinity Gauntlet is heavily damaged. So that obviously shows that he is definitely going to be weaker than he was in Infinity War. He might even be like in real pain, so maybe during a fight he'll grunt and you know, stop for a second and everything, because he'll just be in severe pain. And of course, with the Infinity Gauntlet, does it even work anymore? I mean, I would imagine it probably does, because we see in the trailer, you know, I think he teleports down or something. Kind of looks like he's teleporting down using the Bifrost, but I highly doubt that. I mean, that's definitely not going to be the case, because obviously you need Stormbreaker to do that. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, I think that'll probably have to do it for this video. I've kind of showcased everything that my custom version of Thanos can do in this game, and I've talked a lot about what I think, you know, how it's all going to end, what is going to happen with Thanos and everything. One thing that we haven't done really is, though, we haven't really snapped many people, so let's see if we can try that before we wrap up this video, because I love that ability. I just think it's really cool. Look at that. Oh, I didn't snap him, it just hurt him. Alright, that's annoying. Oh, man. See, that's the thing. See, obviously we gave him a teleport on tap circle, but if you wanted to make it where you don't have to hold down circle to do the snap, I would probably recommend just adding the explosive attack to tap circle instead. However, then you don't have the teleport ability, so I wouldn't say it's as cool. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for this video, so I want to thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.